back to the channel. It's Gaz at Fermented World, and today I'm looking in on the Acerglyn, which is a maple syrup mead. So, what happened with this so far was it fermented a little bit more than I wanted it to. It didn't have a great deal of maple flavour, so then I back sweetened it with not honey, but maple syrup. Then that took it up to a gravity of 1.021, which is nice and sweet. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to rack this off because there's a layer of, what do they call it? Lees at the bottom. And I want to get rid of that because it's finished fermenting, hopefully. It's had the stoppers in there. That was on the 21st. It's now the 29th. So it's had more than enough time to stop doing whatever it was going to do. We're going to take a hydrometer reading to see if it's fermented any more of the maple syrup, and we're going to put it into a clean demijohn for hopefully for it to carry on clearing. Now it's not all that clear and I'm not sure why, but we're going to rack it off anyway, as we do. Okay then, rack that off, and as I was racking it off, as soon as I put it in, it disturbed like a layer of the sediment that was further up than even the stuff at the bottom. I've never noticed that before. I've never seen it like wisp down as you put it in. It's as if it was suspended and it couldn't drop. Now, I've never come across that before, so that's a bit odd. But hey ho. Suppose that's brewing. Sometimes weird shit happens. We're going to take a hydrometer test, thus to see if it's fermented any more of the sugars that we put back in to sweeten it. I'm hoping it hasn't, because I don't really want to add anything else, but if necessary I will. Go for about 100 ml. Them bubbles, we don't want them. Alright then. More bubbles. Now they're all bloody coming up. Be gone, bubbles! Righto. Let it return around to me. It always goes the opposite bloody way. Right then. It was at 21. If anything, it's now at 22. Not sure how that's possible, but either my eyes are deceiving me. No, it's at 22. So maybe my judgment on the last call was a bit wrong. Maybe I was a bit hasty. So anyway, we shall calculate the alcohol in a second. Well, the alcohol beforehand was 15.2. It's only added a point, so it's still 15.2. It's not going to have changed. It might have minutely, but it's not even an immeasurable amount. Why is it so blooming dark in here? Still dark. Unless it's my screen's turned down, save battery. Who knows? Right, so on 29th, if you don't make notes, you will forget what you've done with stuff. I still sometimes don't make notes and then have to go back and watch a video that I've recorded myself to then see what I needed to bloody do. So on the 29th, it was recording at 1.022, which means it's still 15.2%, which is more than what I wanted. Let's have a little taste of it. And I can go back in there because this has been sterilised. And then, like I say, what we're going to do is we're going to rack this off into a clean demijohn. That's very, very nice. It seems to have mellowed a bit more as well. in the sweetness of the instantaneous sweetness of the maple syrup in there to begin with. It seems to have mixed in a bit more. I could quite happily drink and serve that now to people. It's bloody gorgeous. I'm definitely going to do another one of these again. Right, so then, literally out of one vessel into the other. So I've got about 4.1 litres there, which is a nice amount. You always tend to lose a little bit towards the end of the conditioning, but that's why we've took it off that now, so that this should all be a bottleable beverage. And yeah, sweet. So literally, we're gonna put that back into another one now, and then that's that done. It's gonna sit somewhere. I might even move it to the store, move it somewhere a bit cooler. Might help it settle out. It's just gonna take time. And then we're going to move on to the Ukrainian style mead, which seems to have stopped all activity. So it might be ready to move out of the big tub it was in, but we shall see. And that is literally that. We've got a clean airlock here. And I'll come check it again in, I don't know, a week. See what it's doing. I'm going to take it out to the store, leave it out there. It's a bit cooler out there. It might help whatever's floating around settle out a little bit better. And yeah. And then once it's clear, proceed to bottle. Job's a fish. Then we just have to wait 6 months to taste it, see where it's at. If it's good, we'll drink it. And always leave one bottle for the year, just because you want to see whether it progresses with age and stuff like that. There's a couple of things you could do to this as well. You could add oak chips to this. I did a bochet and added some oak chips to that. And that was a recipe I followed from City Steadings, Brian and Derica. You should go check them out, by the way. They're really, really good. That's where I learnt most of the stuff that I know. And half the inspiration why I started my own YouTube thing, because, you know, I just want to share it with people, and yeah, exactly the same way that they do, really. So yeah, we'll give it a while, another week, check it again, see what it's doing, and then possibly bottle. You don't want that in your drink.